Hey everyone, this is Mary DeMuth, and this is Pray Every Day, where I pray through the Bible verse by verse. So happy to have you here on this 15th, halfway through day of June, and hope it's a really great pivotal day for you. We're making our way toward July. All right, so we are reading in Acts chapter 5, verses 12 through 16 in the ESV, and this is what it says. Now, this is after Ananias and Sapphira and their demise and their burial. Now, many signs and wonders were regularly done among the people by the hands of the apostles, and they were all together in Solomon's portico. None of the rest dared join them, but the people held them in high esteem, and more than ever, believers were added to the Lord, multitudes of both men and women, so that they even carried out the sick into the streets and laid them on cots and mats, that as Peter came by, at least his shadow might fall on some of them. The people also gathered from the towns around Jerusalem, bringing the sick and those afflicted with unclean spirits, and they were all healed. Mind if I pray for you? Lord, I love again the parallel of the Gospels and the book of Acts. Because we see when Jesus began his ministry, there was all sorts of people following after him, and they were longing to be healed. And here we see, as the church is being born, we see all of these miracles and beautiful things happening, that even the shadow of Peter would cause cool things to happen. And Lord, that is highly encouraging to me. And I'm just going to dare to pray today that maybe it's my rational mind, or maybe it's my Western upbringing, or maybe it's my longing to control life, but I feel like I've lost some of that awe of you, to ask you for those kinds of prayers, to ask you for those kinds of answers to prayers, I should say, that you would do those miracles in our midst. And Lord, may it never be that I chase you because of the miracles. I want to chase you for who you are, the beautiful, powerful God that you are. I want to chase you because of that, because of what you've done for me, not out of obligation, but out of joy and gratitude. But I also I don't want to lose that early fervor I had as a young Christian, believing that you could absolutely do whatever you wanted to do. I'm wiser now, I'm older now, and I know that you don't heal 100% of people all the time. I know that you have a sovereign plan. I know that you do things according to your will. But I fear that maybe I've lost some of that child-eyed wonder of the greatness of the things that you could do. Greater works, it says, that the church will do than even Jesus did. And yet we feel powerless, and we are mired in sin, or we're thinking that nothing is ever going to change. And so, Lord, would you invade our hearts right now? Would you remind us that you are in the act of doing great things? Would you increase our faith? Would you build that faith muscle so that we would trust you for bigger things? And Lord, I know that it's not a formula, and I never would want to reduce it to a formula. You're not a God in the sky that has levers to pull, that if I pull the magic lever, you'll do what I want. This is not about me. This is about you and your power and your sovereignty and your grace and your rule over this world. Lord, it says if we ask anything according to your will, you hear us. And so we do pray, and we lift up those folks in our lives right now who need an intervention, who need a miracle. And we lift them up to you with faith, believing that you are strong enough to heal. And Lord, we want to be like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and say, we know that you could deliver us or deliver them. Even if not, we will not renounce your name, even if not. And so, Lord, help us to live in that balanced perspective between having awe of what you could do and trusting and believing that you are a big God that does amazing miracles, versus always understanding that this world is not easy to understand, and the problem of evil is real, and that you have a plan that we don't always grasp, that sometimes a seed has to fall to the ground and die before it bears much fruit. Some of this is mystery, Lord, and we live inside of that mystery right now, and we thank you. But Lord, increase our faith. Give us the kind of faith that believes that you are big even when we feel so very small. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you for listening to Pray Every Day. I pray that today would be a day where you see the activity of God on your behalf, that you know that He loves you. Rest in that today.